Good afternoon, Harja. On this Easter Sunday, in unprecedented and life-altering circumstances for all our people, the 32 County Sovereignty Movement extends solidarity and empathy to our communities, urging them to follow all medical guidelines and pursue best practices for remaining safe and well. The greatest weapon we can deploy against this sinister threat is a union of common sense and community solidarity. Those who are vulnerable, those most at risk, require special attention as to their basic needs and provisions. We urge all Republicans to show leadership within their communities and to become example setters and pivot points, both to minimise the threat of COVID-19 and to maximise the protection of all concerned. We commend all frontline services and workers battling at the coalface of this crisis, providing essential skills and resources that will see us emerge from this pandemic with the least number of casualties as possible. We also recognise their selfless dedication beyond this current calamity, where they daily confront the impact of homelessness, indebtedness, domestic abuse, addiction and suicide. Theirs is a true vocation to the community. Easter is a traditional time of year when Irish Republicans honour our patriot dead. We recall their great sacrifice and draw inspiration from their words and deeds as Republicans of today, endeavouring to continue in this unfinished revolution. But ours is a history yet to come, and our true honour will be rated as to the value of that history to the overall Republican struggle. This current crisis is as much a test of our political acumen as it is of our abilities to assist within our communities. Already we can see, particularly in the 26 counties, that the provisional government in power are using the COVID-19 virus to rehabilitate the old political order. In a rather bizarre reference, acting Taoiseach Leo Varadkar adjured people to look to the leaders of 1916 Rising as an example of courage in our current predicament. And yet, before these prevailing events fell upon us, his government were resisting pay increases to the very same healthcare workers he praises today, and are also endeavouring to sanitise the history of British firing squads who executed those 1916 leaders. Perhaps the acting Taoiseach should himself look to the 1916 leaders to take courage in ending the housing and homeless crisis, which claims dozens of lives annually, and also to reject plans to build a shopping centre on the Moore Street battle site, the site of the last stand taken by those very same leaders. According to the proclamation, the sovereignty of the Irish people is inalienable and indefeasible, a claim the 1916 leaders defended with their lives. And whilst we are not calling on Mr Varadkar to shed blood for his country, we do demand that he sheds hypocrisy as he scrambles shamefully to retain the trappings of power. Those who fought in 1916 did so to establish an independent and sovereign Ireland, free from the shackles of colonial rule and the perennial social misery which that entailed. They did not fight to reform British rule in Ireland, but to completely remove it. They did not fight for sectional interests, but for all the people of Ireland as equal and valued citizens. And they certainly did not fight to establish political, territorial nor social borders on this island. The Provisional Government of 1916 and the Provisional Government of 2020 could not be further apart in terms of leadership, vision and intent. There's a clear onus on all Republicans to step up to the mark, not just in dealing with this immediate emergency, but in its aftermath, in a society that will be irrevocably changed. Such change is not guaranteed to be beneficial or positive, given the efforts of those failed mindsets to exploit it. Once again, as demonstrated previously by the economic collapse, challenges which negatively impact on all the people of Ireland are best dealt with on an all-Ireland basis. This logic is now unassailable. This is the argument that Republicans and Socialists must continually articulate in as relevant and inventive way as possible. It should become the bedrock of discourse between Republicans ourselves, and the fruits of that discourse should be the narrative in which we engage with our communities. What greater honour could we bestow on our patriot dead but the achievement that Irish Republicans and the communities we hail from would speak with the same voice? Bear Bua.